Which Hank are you talking about?
Hank Garland.
I've known some Hanks, I'll tell you. Hank Garland, the great Hank Garland, owned this guitar at one time, and everybody can see that autograph right there. And he was a good friend of mine. He gave me a Fender prototype steel guitar, a 6-string steel that may be the first one. Who knows? It's not even finished all the way. Leo Fender had given it to him right out of his shop, and I've never seen an older one. So, and he wrote that same beautiful signature on and a little note written on my steel. So I value that a lot. And I came in here to see all these great guitars and noticed this one, and you were so kind to get it out of the case for me. And I know doesn't come out of the case much. It was screwed in pretty well, so it took some doing to get it out. But it was really nice that you allowed me to play this. It's a very, very nice guitar, and it kind of connects me up with Hank, my good buddy, the great Hank. I never knew Don Rich. He died in a car wreck, motorcycle wreck in 73, 73 I think it was, 74 maybe. And but I got to know Buck Owens, you know, when I was playing in California, and he invited me up to his place there in Bakersfield, and we played a gig there. And Red Simpson, who had written a lot of songs for Buck, was there, and we went up and visited and had a great afternoon. That's how I got to know Buck, and consequently we went back there and played, you know, over the years, visited with Buck. And at one point he presented me with a red, white, and blue guitar. Came up on stage, and a big ceremony and everything. I wasn't prepared for that at all. It had a pick guard on it with said to my pal Junior Brown, welcome to Bakersfield, or thanks for coming to Bakersfield, and it stated it. That's in a museum in Brady, Texas, called the Heart of Texas Museum down there, Country Music Museum. So I let them display that, and it's so this guitar here that belonged to Don Rich is one just like Buck had. Buck had one in his dressing room that I played that was just like this. I think they made 3 of them. And the great Don Rich, well, you know, what can you say? He was one of my heroes. I loved his playing. And then I had that connection with Buck. And so here's another guitar that I'm sort of have a little story with its origin. So that's nice to be able to connect with that a little bit. Oh, the sun gonna shine with my life and soul. Love's gonna live here again. Things gonna be the way they were before. Love's gonna live here again. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here again. No more loneliness, only happiness. Love's gonna live here again. been a while. Something like that.
Awesome.
Not really. I was just like, when I first guitar I ever picked up, it just, you know, the steel strings and all that, you know. I just loved the sound of it and the feel of it. And it was easier to play for me than the piano. So I got into it probably about, you know, 6 or 7 years old. Playing an old Sears Silvertone like so many other kids did, you know. Almost a toy, you know. It's not quite almost not an instrument, but it worked, and I learned on it. And, you know, I took some lessons from a college student, and we'd wake him up. He'd be hungover, and after a long night of partying, we'd, you know, 4 or 5 young boys coming in, waking him up for guitar lesson, and he'd get up, and he had a nice old Martin, and I loved the sound of the Martin, and the boys, the other boys in the guitar class had all gotten new guitars for Christmas. They'd gotten the Gibson guitars for Christmas, and they sounded a lot better. I had the worst sounding guitar, but I was the best guitar player in the group, so I worked harder for what I got. Roy Nichols had a guitar like this. A 1,000 times I know, and 1,000 times I should have let you go, but each time beg you back somehow. If I'd left it up to you, it would all be over now. It would all be over now, except the crying, and I'd be used to not so wish I'd found a way to let you go somehow. If I'd left it up to you, it would all be over now. Yeah, this reminds me of an old Stratocaster that Eldon Chamberlain had that Leo Fender had given him. It was an old demonstrator, one of the first Stratocasters, and it was of this. I think it was a '54. It was right around the same time. It has that early Fender feel to it, and it reminds me of Eldon's guitar.
Well, I know you got to get to your sound check.
All right.
Thanks for sitting down. I mean,
No, it's just getting started. Come on.
Oh, you keep going. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just saying we got to.
Hey, I play other instruments too.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hope there's something you can use.
Thanks for watching the Vault Sessions. Every view and subscription we get helps us buy guitars for kids. Click here to subscribe, click here to watch more Vault Sessions, and visit our website here to learn more about our Guitars for Kids program. We'll see you next week.